The average adult now loses focus every 47 seconds. 20 years ago, it was 2.5 minutes. That number comes from Gloria Mark at the University of California, Irvine, who has tracked screen attention for 2 decades. If you have tried to lock in for an hour and ended up doom scrolling, this is not a discipline problem. By the end of this video, 2 cheap molecules with randomized controlled trial data. One of them beat a prescription stimulant head-to-head in a clinical trial. The second one will surprise you. 6 lifestyle moves first, then the stack. Move 1. Phone in another room, on airplane mode, not face down on the desk. The cost of a single interruption is roughly 23 minutes to fully return to the original task. That number comes from Mark and her colleagues at the CHI conference in 2008. A glance at a notification, a flick to a tab, 23 minutes to be back where you were. If you check your phone 6 times in an hour, you have functionally not worked that hour. Move 2. 7 to 9 hours of sleep. The reference study is Van Dongen, 2003, published in the journal Sleep. They restricted 48 adults to 6 hours a night for 14 consecutive nights. By the end, those adults showed the same cognitive impairment as people who had been awake for 2 straight nights. They did not feel that bad. That is the worst part. Chronic short sleep destroys your performance and hides the evidence from you at the same time. Move 3. Cut compulsive stimuli. The internet calls this a dopamine detox, but the man who coined the phrase has spent years correcting the misuse. There is no biological reset to do. What works is removing the cheap stimuli that compete with deep work, short-form video, slot machine notifications, compulsive snacking. Take them out for a stretch, and the harder rewards become accessible again. Move 4. Hard exercise in the morning. A single bout of high-intensity interval training spikes brain-derived neurotrophic factor, the molecule your brain uses to grow new connections. The Saucedo-Marquez study, Journal of Applied Physiology, 2015, found intervals raised serum BDNF substantially more than moderate continuous cardio. 20 minutes of hard effort buys you hours of sharper focus afterward. Move 5. Build a focus environment. Bright light at eye level in the morning. Phipps Nelson published a sleep journal study in 2003 showing daytime bright light alone improved psychomotor vigilance. A cool room, 1 task on the screen. No music with lyrics because language processing competes with the language work you are trying to do. The point is to remove every micro-decision from the environment so the brain has nothing to drift toward. Move 6. 90-minute deep work blocks. Nathaniel Kleitman discovered the basic rest activity cycle in 1957. Your brain runs in ultradian waves of roughly 90 minutes. Stack the hardest cognitive work inside one of those waves, then rest. 2 of these a day is more output than 8 hours of fractured browsing. Here's the part most people miss. You can do all 6 of those moves and still hit a wall by Wednesday afternoon. The reason is not behavior, it's brain energy. The neurons in your brain run on a fuel that the body makes at a slow rate. Lifestyle keeps that fuel from emptying. It does not refill the tank any faster. The next part is what refills the tank. 2 molecules. Randomized controlled trial evidence behind both. One you have heard of, one will surprise you. Quick note before we go further. This is research, not medical advice. The numbers ahead come from studies, not a prescription. Talk to your doctor before adding anything new, especially if you are on medication. The first one is not exotic. It is the most studied supplement on Earth, and almost nobody takes it for the reason that matters. Creatine monohydrate. Most people associate it with gym performance. The brain story is newer and harder to ignore. In 2024, a team led by Gordji-Nejad published a paper in Scientific Reports. They gave healthy adults a single oral dose of creatine before keeping them awake for 21 hours straight.
The creatine group performed measurably better on logical reasoning, numerical processing, and the psychomotor vigilance test than the placebo group. The brain scans showed creatine had moved into the brain and changed cerebral high-energy phosphate levels. It restored cellular energy where sleep deprivation had drained it. A 2024 meta-analysis in Frontiers in Nutrition pooled every adult cognition trial on creatine. The biggest effects showed up in older adults, vegetarians, and the sleep-deprived. For a healthy, well-rested adult, the effect is modest. For someone running on 6 hours of sleep and a stressful job, the effect is meaningful. Most trials used 5 to 10 grams a day. The second molecule is a kitchen spice, saffron, the most expensive spice in the world by weight, but the dose is small enough that the math still works out under $10 a month. In 2019, Sarah Baziar and a team in Tehran published a randomized double-blind trial in the Journal of Child and Adolescent Psychopharmacology. 54 children with attention deficit disorder were assigned to either 20 to 30 milligrams of standardized saffron extract a day or 20 to 30 milligrams of methylphenidate, that is the molecule sold as Ritalin. After 6 weeks, parent ratings and teacher ratings of attention and hyperactivity improved equally in both groups. A spice performed as well as a prescription stimulant. The trial was small. The result was not. Replication is building. A 2022 Iranian trial added saffron to methylphenidate in adults. The saffron group improved more. A 2024 systematic review in the Journal of Attention Disorders pooled the existing trials and concluded saffron shows real efficacy with a clean safety profile. One detail to get right. The trials did not use kitchen saffron threads. They used a standardized extract. The 2 extracts with the human trial evidence are called Affron and Satiereal. Both are concentrated to a known level of crocin and saffronol, the active compounds. 28 to 30 milligrams of one of those extracts is the dose with the data. 30 milligrams of culinary saffron is something else entirely. The protocol the studies converged on: creatine monohydrate, 5 to 10 grams a day, taken in water. Standardized saffron extract, 28 to 30 milligrams, once a day. Take them together. The trial saw the effect build over 6 to 12 weeks. This is a stack to commit to, not a one-day test. 2 quick notes that matter. With creatine, the quality marker is Creapure certification. It is the single audited source of pure creatine monohydrate. Cheap creatine is often cut with creatinine, which the body cannot use. With saffron, the marker is the extract name on the label, Affron or Satiereal. Without one of those, you are not buying what the trials tested. I dropped the exact research-grade options I trust in the description. The form on the bottle is the variable that decides whether the dose does anything. If you want to fix the sleep half of this equation, check out our video on the magnesium form 95% of people get wrong. The link is in the description. Reminder, this is research, not medical advice. Talk to your doctor before changing anything.